Hey guys, I wanted to do this video. It's called Poverty WAP Has to Stop. So there was a song everybody knows about with, Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion, WAP. So this is what happens when you continue a cycle of poverty. Okay, so listen to what this woman has to say, which is so very disturbing that I want to show you in the rest of the news clip. Fair use.
In our community, when it's a gathering, it's a shooting. You can see the people having a great time, and next thing you know, everybody crying.
You hear what she said? You can see people having a great time. Next thing you know, everybody is crying. This is absolutely ridiculous. So look at this clip here regarding a shooting that took place here over the holiday.
And as far as those two shooters we spoke about earlier, no one is in custody. Live on the South Side, I'm Glenn Marshall, WGN News.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. And this, I believe, was in Chicago.
This morning, a violent holiday weekend left more than 100 people dead or injured by gunfire. Several of them were children. Glenn Marshall is live at Cromer Children's Hospital with the details. Glenn?
Yeah, good morning. Now, the number of victims include multiple teens who were shot over the holiday weekend. One of those including a 15-year-old who was shot in broad daylight yesterday. Take a look at this video that we have from that scene. Police told us it happened near the corner of South Langley and East Marquette before 6 p.m. We're told the 15-year-old boy was on the sidewalk when a dark-colored vehicle pulled up and someone fired shots from inside the car. He was transported here to Cromer Children's Hospital in critical condition. Now, his family did talk to us off camera. They told us that he is going to be okay. But later last night, police said two more teens were victims of gun violence on Chicago streets, this time near the corner of North Clarendon and West Montrose.
So young teens, I mean, you can't sit, stand, walk. I guess if you're just breathing, you're fair game here in Chicago. 100 plus shootings over the holiday and 16 people dead.
8:30. Police told us the two were walking when someone fired shots, possibly from a vehicle. A 60-year-old girl was grazed in the ankle. A 17-year-old boy was shot in the back, hip, and leg. He was eventually transported to Weiss Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Now, gun violence totals for the holiday weekend ended with 106 people getting shot, with 16 victims dying. Chicago residents are left with trying to understand why the shootings continue to take place on the south side and west side.
I don't know why it's like that in our community. When it's a gathering, it's a shooting. You can see the people having a great time, and next thing you know, everybody crying.
And as far as those two shooters we spoke about earlier, no one is in custody. Live on the South Side, I'm Glenn Marshall.
So stop and think. You heard it. No one is in custody. So the shooter will probably more than likely do it again. Ladies, I know in our community, trust me, our group, we're not passing down wealth. We're basically passing down, in most cases, collectively speaking, a lot of poverty. So what we're going to have to do, if you are young, I want to keep it real with you. Any woman of childbearing age, ladies, the worst thing you can do is become pregnant at a young age, and especially if it's one of these hooligans. Now, some women are able to master it. They become pregnant, young age, they raise decent children, they may go on and get their education. So some of them can master it, but trust and believe it's not easy. So when I say poverty WAP, so poverty, then WAP needs to stop. Here's why. What you're going to do when you get stuck in poverty, the man you're having a child by, if he is what I call poverty dick, this guy, honey, you're going to be going nowhere fast. He will not help you. He's not going to support you. He can provide for himself. So what happens is, unfortunately, if you continue down this path, you need to think self-preservation, because what happens is this. Imagine you and your child, you're going to be stuck in this type of environment. It's hard enough being a parent, let alone a single parent. And then all the financial obligations are on you. And then just everyday things, walking down the street, sitting on your porch, reading the newspaper on your sofa, eating ice cream. You can't do that because bullets may come flying at any moment. So you already have a situation where you're basically trying to survive in these communities, and then it gets to the point, aside from trying to survive, on top of that, bam, here we have more crime, more murder, more death, and you wonder why so much happens in the community. People are becoming immune. They're like zombies. I mean, can we have one holiday, one weekend where in the inner city there are no shootings? So this poverty WAP, it needs to stop. If you can barely make it for yourself, the last thing you need to do, honey, is to try to carry a child or carry someone else. Some of these women are carrying the children and the men financially. If the person you meet that you're dating, if they're not worthy of your time, if they cannot make your life better, if they cannot prove to be an asset, but they are strictly a liability, guess what, ladies? It's time to go. They're not worthy of your womb. Relationships are to build you up, okay, not pull you back down. So I cannot imagine, and my heart goes out to all the decent parents that are in the inner cities, raising their kids to do the right thing, and they can be killed over a shoe or somebody mean mugging looking at me. This is the only group that does this. You're not hearing about this happening where, in Boo and Cooter land, in the trailer park. You stop and think about it. The way we're killing each other. I mean, we weren't killing each other this way back in slavery. And you want to know why I think that is? Because they already knew that we weren't considered individuals, human beings. And it was like, oh, that's the property of Mr. So-and-so. You didn't have folks in slavery up and down those cotton fields, knocking one out with a shovel or, looking at somebody punching them out. No, and that just shows you, it's not that they respected each other. They knew, hey, this person belongs to a white man, and which is horrendous in itself. But it just shows you didn't have that then, but look what you have now. We can't even live like people in our own community. So I'm trying to tell you, ladies, if we don't have it together, it's 2021. We weren't winning in 2020. We have to do something different. Young ladies, please, I beg of you, I don't care what's going on around you. If everybody is a baby mama, if everybody's hanging around with, Tyrone singing ding-a-ling, avoid him at all costs. Avoid him at all costs. Because what it is, this is a lifestyle that poverty gets you. And you can be a good person, honey. Poverty doesn't care. This is what poverty gets you. So when you dealing with poverty, dick, oh, trust me, honey, it can make your life sick. So in this case here, and I'm not knocking anybody in poverty, but we need to make life better for ourselves. In this community, we cannot collectively count on the men, and that's just what it is. You can't count on them. Too many women are carrying men. So in this case here, we got to do self-preservation. If you don't have a portfolio, it's going to be a different video. If you don't have a portfolio, at least maybe one stock, guess what? You don't have a portfolio, honey, we ain't ready to get pregnant. No. We're not. I'm trying to work on something now, even with my own money, to try and put forth a certain amount for Black women to get involved in stocks. Okay, to see, hey, here's where the money is made. So what I'm wanting to do is get Black women involved in stocks, put up some of my money and say, hey, guess what? You have stocks here. You can make the money grow. If you get pregnant, then, that right there, you have a less chance of creating financial stability for yourself. So I'm going to close with saying poverty WAP needs to stop. If a man cannot come and propel you to the next level, if he is not a provider, sweetie, he is not worth your time. Because when you're stuck in poverty, this is what happened. And the chaos is going to continue. Thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Everybody stay safe. Thanks for your support for the channel. Thanks for the likes. Hell, thanks for the dislikes. But at the end of the day, we want everybody to be all right. I'm out. Take care.